Hey guys, we have got a seriously insightful episode for you today, especially if you've ever wondered how marketing is evolving and how AI could help your business grow. It is the topic of the moment. So we're diving into the evolution of the marketing industry from the early days of digital marketing to the rise of AI and what it really means for businesses trying to stay ahead. Because it's not always easy, because let's be honest, it's not just about tools or campaigns, it's about understanding the bigger picture, adapting and knowing where to focus your time and energy and resources on. So joining me for this honest and engaging chat is Tom Smith from Complete, a digital agency with tons of experience over 20 years of helping businesses locally, nationally and internationally. Tom's seen it all from the very beginnings of digital marketing to the AI-driven landscape that we're navigating today, and he's here to share, lucky devils, what works, what's changing, and what's coming next. So we'll be talking about his journey, the highs, the challenges, the lessons learned, as well as how other businesses, such as me and you guys, can embrace AI without losing the human touch. So if you're looking to understand the future of marketing, stay relevant and use AI to your advantage, then this one is 100% for you, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm Laura Leyland, Managing Director of Fresh Perspective Resourcing. You've probably, if you're new to the podcast, you might not have heard me for the last few episodes because I've been out and about getting married and been on my honeymoon, so you've been listening to Vicky. But Tom, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
For those of you who don't know you, can you tell us a bit about your background, how you first got into the world of digital marketing? This is my Cilla Black moment. Yeah. Who are you and where'd you come from?
So my name's Tom Smith. I'm the CEO of Complete Online, a digital marketing based agency based over in Blackpool. I first got into the digital marketing industry when I left school. I went to do an apprenticeship at an agency in Preston. Started off there as a junior developer and then slowly worked my way up to be their head of web and head of internet marketing, as it was known back then.
Oh, internet marketing. Yeah. So did you have lofty ambitions at that young age to be in marketing and dev, or did you just kind of find an opportunity and thought you'll have a go?
Well, when I left school, I didn't know what I wanted to do, which I think is a struggle that most people go with now. So I went to sixth form, knew it wasn't for me, so left by mutual consent. And then, just ended up meeting this agency and got on well with them, and so went to do an apprenticeship there.
Oh, wow. And the rest is history.
And the rest is history. But I was always quite tech savvy, which I think I knew I wanted to do something in tech, but didn't know exactly what it was at the time. Then got into web development and loved it.
It's interesting that you could have gone through down the IT route, but I've known you for a while now and never realised that that's how you got into it from the technical element, which is fab.
I'm like the sort of person that everyone wants to set their TVs and mobile phones up and stuff, which is
handy to have around. So since leaving school and getting into development, you've been in the industry now for over 20 years.
Yeah.
You celebrated your birthday recently, over the last few weeks. How has digital marketing changed since you started? I imagine you've seen it all.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, especially from sort of an SEO and a paid ad side, it was a hell of a lot simpler than it is now. You know, you could just put ads up, ads were run basically who would spend the most. In terms of SEO, the results were nowhere near as good as what they are now. So there's a lot of directory listings, a lot of just keyword stuffing on pages, for example. Even the web industry, from building websites from scratch in HTML, we now have amazing sort of CMSs like WordPress that people build them on, and so many things are possible, whereas they weren't before with the limitations of code. And I think now it is for the better. As much as Google's algorithm changes can be very painful for companies like us, the results you are fed are a lot better than what they were before. You know, it's exactly what people are looking for. The intent's correct, and it's based on human behaviour through the use of AI and the algorithms that they meet. People are served up ads based on their persona, for example, and then obviously the SEO copy is based on what you search is what you get.
So SEO was simpler to to do basically, but you didn't get. It wasn't as effective from a results perspective.
Yeah, because for example, I remember doing some optimization for a window company. I just copied the page and just changed the area of what it was, and that worked back then.
Oh wow!
Which was obviously a lot simpler than now.
Well, then if everyone starts doing it,
so now you have to have a Google business profile for that location to serve the correct thing, to know that your location's there. You then have to build location pages on your site that are unique to those products or services as well. So yeah, it's completely different, and it's very content driven. So you're seen as specialists in your field. Backlinks are a massive importance now. With I mean, they always were before, but the domain authority is a lot more prominent now, to be ranking ahead of other websites.
So for those people listening who don't know what a backlink is, I think I do, but just refresh my memory.
Yeah, so essentially a backlink is another website recommending your website through a link to your website from theirs. So it's like me recommending your services to a friend of mine. When Google crawls the website, if that website has got a high authority and that's got an article about you, for example, or just a direct backlink from a directory listing, that link goes straight to your website, and that's like that website recommending yours.
So Google sees it as a recommendation almost.
Yeah.
Oh, because I knew that because I've when I write blogs and things like that, Spoutlefreshies especially, I'll use backlinks and then but then you have to contact the other company, and do they need to backlink you back?
So it comes from within the article. So if they link the article in, you can do a non-follow link, which still has some weight, but it's not as good as an actual follow link that goes directly to your website. So for example, if you had a listing on Indeed, for example, as a recruiter, that link from Fresh Perspective to your website would be seen by Google from a higher authority site like Indeed are recommending Fresh Perspective.
Oh, okay. But you don't have to reciprocate. It doesn't need to. It doesn't need to be two-way.
No, it's better if it's one way.
See, that's something brand new that I've learned today, because I understood it that they have to do it as well as you doing it. So you link to them and they link to you.
Yeah,
so
no,
that's good
only
to know.
if that's the agreement that you've got. But it's better to have a one-way link because it holds more weight.
Well, yeah, because then it's not like you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Oh, I feel like I've learned something already.
Go. Every day's a school day.
So why has SEO become more complex?
Just because the results just used to be so saturated with, like I said, directories or listings or keyword stuff pages. So it's actually serving people better content based on the search they're doing. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. It's like
dark
magic. SEO. I think a lot of people struggle with it, like SEO and paid ads. I think businesses struggle with it. Have you seen an increase in that over recent years in people needing your help with it as it's become more complex?
Yeah, I mean, some people who've done it before and just expected to stay there have contacted us saying, we used to always rank for X, Y, or Z for years, and now we've just dropped off the face of the earth, and that's because everyone around them is doing it, and then they are not doing it now. And last year, I think it's the most we've ever seen, there was like 9 Google updates.
Oh my God.
So the core updates changed the landscape.
So it just changes everything.
Of how blogs needed to be written. So some of our clients have got over 300 blogs. We had to go back and reword all those.
Oh my God.
To be shorter, more informative, whereas it used to be long, wordy articles. And
wow.
Yeah, so they just keep moving things. But it's although it's hard work, it is generally for the better.
Yeah.
Dare I say.
Yeah, touch wood. Yeah. I suppose I didn't realise that when they make the changes that everything you expect. Obviously, you need to make changes going forward with new blogs and articles and SEO and the content-led marketing. But I didn't realise you had to then also go back and edit everything else that you've already got up. But it makes sense, I suppose, when you think about it like that.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to. You can do it moving forward. But obviously, if you've already got these articles that link to your primary optimized pages, it makes sense.
Just edit them rather than making new
quick
ones.
wins rather than having to rewrite
them. So, and aside from SEO websites, has anything else particularly changed drastically over the last few years when it comes to a marketing perspective? I
mean, because obviously there's more platforms than just Google ads and SEO now. You've got the likes of Meta ads for Instagram and Facebook. You've got LinkedIn ads. Now TikTok shops, all that sort of stuff. There's so many other mediums out there. Obviously the the rise of Shopify with the e-commerce world. You know, there's been so many changes since I first started. Of just, you know, I think the first e-commerce site I built was on a cube cart system, which I don't even think is around now. So yeah, it's that sort of level of things moving on from there.
It must be a really interesting industry to work in then, because I know it might be frustrating when Google decides to do tons of changes all of a sudden, but I think with all the new platforms and the changes, it sounds like there's always something new to be understanding and getting to grips with and adapting and flexing to changes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm lucky to have a team that like researching and finding these things
yeah,
out. Which
helpful.
I don't think I'd be able to build the level of websites that the team can do now, which obviously is why you employ people who are better than you.
Absolutely, 100%. What would a key tip be from you if anyone's listening that is trying to improve their SEO or improve reach and engagement with a target audience? What would one of your top tips be from that perspective?
I'd say probably sign up for newsletters for things like Ahrefs and SEMrush from an SEO perspective to find out what's going on in the industry. There's plenty of online courses that you can do to brain up on this sort of stuff as well.
Oh.
And you know, there's so many YouTube videos of people doing that. So just do your research and try and gain education from anywhere you can.
And I think that's really important, because a lot of people that I speak to are non-marketers, and we don't have time, and myself included as a non-marketer, don't have time to necessarily do all this yourself, which is why you would need businesses like yours. But my experience and the experience of other people that I know is that because they don't understand anything about it, and then when they've worked with an outsourced business and it's not gone well, they feel, I don't know, not stupid, but because they feel like the wool can be pulled over their eyes because they don't know enough about it. So I feel like that's quite a positive tip, in the fact that if you did an online course or you sign up for newsletters and you read about it, when you do engage with the likes of Complete, etc., they'll have a little bit more understanding and knowledge about it to be able to work with you collaboratively and understand what it is you're going to be doing for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does help when we provide reports for our clients each month and run through with them. I think, unfortunately, we've had a lot of clients come to us that have been burnt before. There's a lot of charlatans in our industry, as there is with every industry.
Yes, recruitment included.
But it seems like because SEO is something that people don't understand, a lot of agencies say they're doing it when they're not doing it, and obviously you're easily found out. So we're completely transparent in our company, and you can see from the monthly reports what's being done, the scale of the results each month of you know, climbing up the page rankings, that sort of stuff, what backlinks have been doing, and it's clear to see that. But being able to explain that report so they understand it, you know, there's no point. Quite a lot of people will do with marketing managers, then have to go and present it to the board. So then we have to make sure that they 100% understand it before they're going to present to people like that. So you just have to be open and honest. And with the Google algorithm updates, you know, it's not all sunshine and roses. You have to say, these have dipped because of this, but our plan over the next 2 months is X, Y, and Z to make sure that we get back to where we need to be, rather than just trying to sugarcoat it, which sometimes do.
And I think even without Google changes, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I imagine some things that you will try for customers won't always yield the results that you want, but you won't know that unless you try certain campaigns and keywords and things like that. And imagine it's just, again, it's building up that trust and transparency, isn't it, and the relationship, so that you can say, well, this is what we want to achieve, we're going to try this, but then it's analysing the results. Some things will work amazingly well, but others...
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely more so in the sort of paid ad side of it. It's a new industry we've gone into, and we're trying new campaigns, doing A and B tests from landing pages versus website, sending traffic to 2 different places, that sort of stuff. But again, you just run through the reports and explain it and get the better results from refining campaigns.
And we've worked with a few companies over the years. I remember the first time we had a proper revamp of our website, I think it was like 2018, 2019, and they sold us an SEO package after it, and it was just an awful experience. We had no idea what was going on. No one wanted to explain anything to us. They'd send things to us and we didn't understand it, and it was we just felt like may as well just set money on fire or throw it out the window. But they didn't seem to care. They weren't bothered about trying to help us understand what they were doing. Because I wasn't saying that they weren't doing anything, but I didn't understand what it was or what the results meant. And no one took the time out to explain it to us. And that, like you said, there's a few charlatans in your industry. Like, it's quite common. So the fact that you probably sit there and think that it's just a normal thing to treat your customers like that, but I think it isn't, I think, in your industry. So I think it's really positive, the way that you approach it. So other changes that we've seen, I mean, particularly, we've even seen, we're not a marketing company or a tech-based company, but AI has obviously exploded over recent years. And we've seen tools like Workable and Humanly being used for things like CV screening and candidate engagement, which I understand the benefit of automation when it comes to engaging with candidates and keeping in touch with people, but from an AI perspective, I do think a human touch is still needed for certain elements in our business. But even job boards are introducing the use of AI. But what parallels do you see in how it's impacting marketing specifically?
I mean, we use it fully across our business, from creating documents just to save time. Even a photo shoot we did for one of our clients in the summer of last year. We needed some photos for their Christmas brochure, so we managed to put snow outside, Christmas jumpers on the people who were in the picture, and that's now in the Christmas brochure.
What?
So,
this is ace.
Yeah, so it's actually my dad and my daughter that are in the photo shoot, so it's quite funny seeing that. He was like, I swear I was wearing a summer shirt, and it's like, he's got a Christmas jumper on in it, so yeah,
oh my God, I love that use.
Yeah, so rather than having to then rearrange a photo shoot in winter, we just tweak what was there. The web devs use it to solve coding problems, so you can insert the code in there. They don't use it to build websites, it's just to save time. I mean, I remember when I used to build websites, it'd be like a week could go by and I couldn't solve a problem, and I'd wake up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. and solve it in my head, whereas you can solve it within 2 minutes now, and it'll just tell you exactly what the issue is with the code from there. And then, the latest stuff that we've been doing in terms of the lead gen side of things, we had a client over in Dubai that we were doing lead generation for, and we'd have a monthly catch-up, and it'd be, how's things going? Yeah, we've rang the leads once, we couldn't get hold of them. Well,
that was it?
Yeah, that was it. Because they're not spending their money, so they're not bothered, so they're the marketing lead. So we're like, there has to be something better we can do, because ultimately we're judged on results.
So they're a client of yours, you're generating leads for them, they've rang them.
They ring them once.
And then that's it. Then say it's not worked, they've not landed a client.
So then, but we're judged on how many those leads have converted.
Well, yeah.
So we're thinking there has to be something we can do. This must have been out 2 years ago, and we're thinking there has to be something more we can do. So we built our AI product called SalesSpark, and ultimately it's a sales and marketing CRM system. But when people have been able to the leads come through to them, if they've been tried to ring them for twice or 2 days, then they can't get hold of them. They can then pass the lead through to our system. It'll then send them a text message, or in Dubai we use WhatsApp, saying, hi, is this Laura who contacted us about such and such, just wondering if you're still interested. You reply yes in your own time, so it could be 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
The AI will pause, wait for a second, say, great, we had a note on my desk to contact you, but I didn't want to bother you. Then do some pre-qualification depending on what it was. So if it was a specific industry that needed to know, say if you wanted to borrow some money, how much money you wanted to borrow, have you got any current loans, but certain pre-qualification criteria, then it would say, great, do you want to book an appointment with our advisor? By the time they come in the next day, they've got appointments in the calendar.
Oh,
so
wow.
it works it that way. And that works on old data as well. So if they had a spreadsheet full of old leads, for example, they've not been able to get a hold of for the same reason, you can plug them and it'll reactivate them. So a couple of our clients have, from lead sheets that they've just not been able to get a hold of, have turned over about another £500,000 from stuff that's just gathering dust in a spreadsheet.
That's such a good idea. So it's like you're helping your customers because you're improving the results that they get from you, saving them time and getting a better hit rate, but then at the same time the byproduct of that is that they're happy with your service, and they're retaining them as longer term customers, and then I imagine the referrals off the back of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good idea. But then so that's how you that's AI.
Yeah. So that's all using it. We've been working on a voice AI piece as well, but it doesn't try and pretend it's a human. It actually says we are complete.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's not.
Have you given it a name?
Well, Barney called it Sarah, which is confusing because my wife's called Sarah and our creative director's called Sarah. So
Oh, why did he call it Sarah?
I don't know. I think he just did because it sits opposite Sarah. So
Just in his head.
Yeah.
Come on, Barney. He's supposed to be creative.
So yeah, we might have to tweak that to something else. But yeah, we've found a voice that we're happy with now because a lot of them sounded either American or very robotic, but this is an English voice, and it sounds a lot better.
Is it a Lancashire voice?
It's not. That's the one thing. I'm sure they'll be able to roll one of them out soon. But yeah.
Oh, I love this. And obviously being the person that you are and heading up an amazing digital agency, you've wanted to embrace technology and AI. Obviously, other people, I imagine, have been dragged kicking and screaming into it. What would you say to people thinking about it, about implementing it? Because everyone feels like they should be using it in some way. Like, I feel like I'm almost behind the curve because I'm only using ChatGPT. But what I use it for is so versatile and varied, and it saved us a ton of time and improved efficiencies. But is there any advice you would give to someone who's scared to use it, doesn't really know what to do? Have you got any advice for people when it comes?
I'd just say trial various different things out. So obviously there's Copilot, Gemini, ChatGPT. Just have a go. You will be amazed as to what things it can actually save you time with. We had to do an NDA the other day and just fed in the obviously you have to put the right information in. You can't just say create me an NDA, as you'll know. But it's like you use it to save yourself time, and it doesn't matter what business you are. There'll be something you can use it for. I'm looking into.
So it created you an NDA, wrote you one.
I just put the product, what it was, our business details, the business's details, obviously what specific legalities it had to do, and it created it straight away. I could have spent 2 hours wasting my time doing that.
Oh my god, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I know there's templates out there, but that I would then have to go and find them.
We've got to go and find them and read them and make sure they're relevant for you. Yeah.
So.
Oh wow! Sorry, I interrupted you. You were going to say you were looking at something else.
Yeah, there's a product that I've been looking at because I did have an EA which I'm no longer using, and there's a product called Fixer that I'm going to look at now to manage.
I've seen that on Instagram. Yeah. It comes up in my feed all the time.
Yeah, same here. To manage my inbox and things like that. So
you've used that? Or are you going to?
No, I've got it on my task sheet. I meant to look at it on holiday, but I was too busy enjoying myself, so I didn't bother.
Yeah, don't look at that. Don't look at things like that on your holiday. You were renewing your vows, not just a holiday. Yeah. Congratulations, by the way. Well, I will be interested in your feedback on Fixer.
No, but there's a few different products like that. But even just going down the route of there, if someone, when I said it fits different businesses, they might not need documents specifically, but even just running something through it to see there's a better. Not everyone's a wordsmith. So sometimes there's things I write and I say, could this be worded in a better way? Obviously. Sometimes they put like supercharge this and silly words.
Supercharge loves that.
But because I've got the pro version, it knows the way that I talk now, so it doesn't put that sort of stuff in.
So is that ChatGPT?
Yeah.
So you pay for the pro version. Yeah. So it learns how you speak.
Yeah, and then you can create folders. So I've got a complete folder, and in that complete folder, I've got our brand guides, our ethos, everything in there. So it knows everything about Complete. So whenever I need to do anything for the company, it takes all that information that you've fed it and that you've uploaded to it into account before it replies to anything that you need.
Oh, I love that. So I've not got the pro version, but I didn't know what the benefit was, apart from you can ask it. There are sometimes I run out of my I get to my daily limit. Yeah. When I'm just feeling particularly chatty. But I didn't, other than that, I didn't realise what the benefits were to pro.
Yeah, so you can create folders and do various different things.
Oh, okay.
Here's one for you. Do you say please and thank you to it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
I probably don't as much now.
I had a conversation with someone the other day because it's so quick to just do that and you forget your manners. I was just wondering whether you do.
Yeah, I probably don't as much, only because I saw an article or a video about the guy who created it saying that how much money it costs. People just saying please and thank you to it.
Oh, right. Because it generates
a response. Yeah. But yeah, I always, because if I was asking anybody, I would always say please, and I would always say thank you. And I thought to myself, if robots do take over the world, at least if I'm polite to them, they'll be nice to me.
Yeah. I just now put improve this. No, if I'm
You would never speak to anyone like that,
no,
would you? Yeah. But he doesn't mind, and it's always so complimentary. It's like, what a great email. Here's how we can make it better. I'm like, thanks so much.
Love the tone and topic. That's
It's like you've got a little cheerleader. But yeah, one thing I really use it for is I can sometimes be direct on emails, and I want it to be, and especially if we're talking about something that might be a challenge with a client and they're not able to speak to me on the phone, I ask it to kind of just make it better. Like you said, is there a better way of writing this? But then on the flip side of that, if people are just absolutely blanking us and we're not able to deliver our work, or they've not paid for ages and they're ignoring us, I ask it to like make my emails more kind of how could I come across in a positive but direct and assertive way, and it's so good. Yeah, it works really well for condensing.
But again, you'll give
word count as well.
You'll give it the information that you want to get across.
Yeah.
People try and use it and be lame. I mean, you'll see it all over LinkedIn with all the emojis and stuff. People having it. Write me a post for marketing or whatever the post is there. And that's where it's really embarrassing, because they leave in the Americanisms.
It's so obvious.
They leave in all the emojis. Like, just don't. I'd rather you didn't post on LinkedIn if you're just going to.
Well, what's the point?
There's no point. There's
no point.
Thought behind it.
Yeah, if you're not your own thoughts, why are you bothering? The whole point of posting is something that you want to say, or you find interesting or useful for other people. My business coach, she uses the rocket in all of her marketing, the rocket emoji, and all of her workshops about put a rocket up your business, and she talks about supercharging your business. But now people have accused her of using ChatGPT for all the posts because she uses the rocket emoji, so she's well annoyed.
Can't really get away from that either, can she?
And then I suppose on a more challenge element of AI impacting marketing, have you seen it impact you negatively? Do people think they don't need you for content, for copy?
Yeah, I mean, we do obviously have a content creator as part of our team, and some people think that they can create full websites with AI.
Seriously?
Yeah, they'll send the website copy, and like I say, you can see straight away because there's Z's instead of S's. The way it's written is just dreadful. They've not thought about. I mean, this is your business, so what people don't take into account, because as much as they want a new website, it takes time to get your messaging across, making sure the tone's right, making sure you're talking to the right audience, and it's always an afterthought, the copy for it, for some businesses. So obviously they've done it to save time, but ultimately what people see on your website is your only chance of a first impression. So
who you are, isn't it, really, as a
so
business?
if that text is just what
generic,
a robot spat out, and you've not fed it anything really, then that's the impression people are going to get from you. So people do think that, but then they soon realise, even with like articles like we talked about before, people think they don't need to write optimised articles because they can just get it from there. But that's not the case, because there'll be certain ones that need to be tailored around your business and what you do. And like humanised, which you can't get from that.
And is it true that Google knows when it's been written by AI? Does it know it's not authentic?
It will do, yeah. The ones that you've just ripped straight off, I mean, obviously if you use it for inspiration and then tailor it to yourself, then it's not going to know that. But if you're just taking it straight from ChatGPT and putting it straight in, then it can tell from the way it's written. I mean, the giveaways, the long hyphen that it puts in there, that it's not even on a keyboard. So that's why you can't get that
I'm like, what is it? When I've asked it to, and it loves doing that, I'm like, just put a full stop. And start a new sentence.
Or a comma or something like that, So, that's a telltale sign.
So, do you think, one of my further questions was going to be, do you think it will replace creative marketing, but do you think it's just a tool to use alongside?
I mean, that's what quite a lot of, not just our industry, but quite a lot of industries like, it's going to replace jobs. I mean, even the tech that I just spoke to you about, we shape it as an out of office sales assistant.
It's like a member of the team, really,
because
isn't
if they have tried to call them in office hours, people are busy, so that's why they can reply at evenings, at weekends.
So I would probably respond well to a WhatsApp out of hours, because I'm not doing work. I'm always in my WhatsApp, so I would respond well to that, and I'm not alone in that.
No, so we work in the insolvency industry as well, and it's like things like that. If you're worrying about closing your business down, you know, you're putting out fires in the day, but if you can reply at night,
when you're worried about, when you're thinking about it and
when
worrying,
you're thinking about more like how you're going to feed your kids and stuff.
Not sleeping.
So you know, you can do it that way, and it just works a lot better. People are time poor. You know, people fill a form out to get information about whatever the product or service is, and then they'll go straight into a meeting. Well, if you try and call that lead straight away, and they don't answer, they're not going to know the number. They're not going to know it's come from there. They're probably expecting someone to email them or message them or something like that. So that's how these things get lost. Although
so much lost data and opportunity. Just because if someone rings me once and I'm in a meeting and I don't know the number, sometimes I might message them just in case. But a lot of the time you don't call them back because you assume it's the sales call, and then you're like, oh well, if they want me, they'll ring me back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, I love this. And have you used it to enhance? Does it enhance creativity? Do you believe?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you can get ideas from it, can't you? You know, and certain things like that. Even just creating images from it that you need to map to something else. You know, there's so many things you can do. If anything, it'll probably teach people to be more creative. You know, depending on what platform you're using or what you're using for it.
I've used ChatGPT so much more than Google now. I used to Google everything. Now I just talk to ChatGPT. Yeah. I need to give it a name. So we've talked about what your tips would be and just trying things. How do people find? So if I was to think about how I might use different AI tools in recruitment, and I Googled or asked ChatGPT, it gives me a load of different things. A lot of them are American. How would you advise people to cut through the overwhelm and to search for tools that are relevant to them?
I mean, I guess your industry-specific stuff would probably be, depending on what your job role was and what sector you were working within. We'll just have a look around what was currently there. I mean, the obvious ones like we spoke about is ChatGPT just to help you in
it's like the starter,
a lot
tool.
of things. But then there's other tools that are actually AI driven that are sector specific or product and service specific.
Okay.
Like I said before, even inbox management, that sort of thing. Just seeing what problems. What I tended to do was look and see what pain points they had and see what solutions could be potentially out there.
Whilst that's probably really simple, probably to you, figuring out obviously your industry and what it is you're trying to achieve in your industry. But what I wrote down then when you said it, problems, it's understand, like you say, you might have say for example, you have a marketing and digital agency, but you're not looking for the tool for that. You've thought you've got a problem with your inbox management and you've gone and looked for a tool that helps you with that. And I think that, whilst it seems so simple, that is a really good tip. Yeah. Because you think, I'm struggling. It's just thinking about what do you currently have?
What your day looks like, and then mark your tasks on the importance 1 to 5, for example. So deleting emails and siphoning through your inbox is the importance of 1, or the skills level of 1. You know, going to sit in front of a board is obviously a 5 because you're doing that. So if you do that, you see where you're wasting time on things that aren't actually getting you essentially paid.
Yeah, I love that. Write that down as well. What else would you suggest, or I don't know, are there any particular things that you've experienced when it comes to AI that you would recommend that you've not mentioned about, or are there any other tips and advice that you would give to people to help them with the use of AI?
I think we've covered quite a lot. I would just say do your research around the sort of things you need help with, like we just touched on before, and see what's out there and give it a go more than anything. Just have a play around. You know, it doesn't bite. It's not going to hurt you. There's nothing else going out there.
Yeah, do you know what? That's a really good point. I think people are scared of it.
Yeah, and that's the mental thing. Cause it's, you know, people. I went to a conference when I was last in Dubai, and people were talking about it taking over the world, and soon in like 20 years it's going to. But I was just sat at the back laughing to myself, thinking, you know, use it to your advantage. It's not trying to replace people, like I said before, and you know it's there to help people with things that the tasks that they're doing. Yeah. It's nothing to be afraid of.
And I think it's because it manifests. People talk about people. I don't think they don't approach things like search engines like Google as technology and the internet, because we're all so used to using it now. And so people are just used to Googling things. And I think maybe ChatGPT probably is used more like people would use Google. But then outside of that, it becomes technology because it becomes a tool, a system, a piece of software. And people are scared. People who are not used to technology are scared of it. They think because it then... when you move from ChatGPT to something else that does a specific function, people are terrified of it. And then there's the cost of it. And
I mean, people will be using AI every day and
without
not realise that AI's on it. It's just not got a label like ChatGPT.
Oh my God, like what?
There's even like Google has got an element of AI behind it. You know, like your ads of how they perform, finding the right in front of that'll have some sort of AI driven tech. You know, going to buy something from the shop, there's probably been AI that's taken something from somewhere to something, checking stock, packing, that sort of stuff. It's
a really good way of looking at it, to kind of just, because I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't know what I ever did without ChatGPT, and I'd be really interested in finding other areas. We have looked at some things which I don't want to take out the human element of CV screening, because I think CVs are such a small part of who somebody is. You need to just get it's like, it almost opens a little bit of a window for me, a CV. It gives you an insight into what they've done. And then you should be then speaking to them to find out more. And I think if you're using AI to CV screen, then so many candidates will miss out. And then you'll end up that some candidates will wise up to it and they'll just litter their CVs with keywords. So they get picked up. So there's things like that I don't want to use it for. But I'm excited to find out what other elements in my business that I can use it for. And I think demonising it and make it, like you said, people are using it without realising it, I think is a great way of putting it, because I think that will remove some of the worry and the fear that people have when it comes to it, because I don't understand why people are scared of it, because I love it. But
it's like the new online banking for old people, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it absolutely is. And I suppose before we move on to the fresh and sale game at the end, moving it back to marketing and digital and creative, because essentially that is what you do, and AI is part of that. How can people up their marketing game? What would like one or a few simple, actionable things be that people can do to up their marketing? I know that's a broad question, because everyone's marketing will be different depending on who they are and what they do.
Get in touch with Complete Online.
Yes, that was the right answer.
But yeah, no, I mean, there's loads of simple things you can do. There's tools out there. I mean, I did an SEO fundamentals workshop recently for the Chamber of Commerce, and it was just on quick wins that you could do. So obviously doing keyword research, so even just typing in what you think your customers would type in Google.
So just do that yourself?
Yeah, so Google's a free tool, and then it gives you suggested terms at the bottom that you could potentially tag on to. So if you put,
when it's like other people search for.
So you could have a recruitment agent in Chorley, then it'd see what other terms were there, see who's on page one, have a look at their websites, have a look at what they're doing, what titles are they using, what copy have they got on there, how are they using their blog. That's a quick win where you don't need to, for example, use Google's keyword planner, because they might find that too technical. But that's a real quick win from an SEO standpoint. I'd say with the paid side, figure out where your target audience is going to hang out. So we had a client yesterday ask us if it was worth them going on Instagram, but they sell high leadership courses, and I said, there's no point. LinkedIn's their channel of choice, so we're going to go down the LinkedIn ads route from that standpoint. To have a think where your ideal customer hangs out, what sort of things they'll be searching for, and then obviously that can give you a better direction as to what channels are best to advertise on.
They're great tips. Thank you.
No worries.
So I think that probably concludes it, unless anything else that you'd like to add. I feel like we've covered a lot.
Yeah,
we've covered lead generation, coding, inbox and diary management, ChatGPT, content, copy, websites, all from an AI perspective.
Yeah.
All within an hour.
Exactly.
So we just finish off with a little light-hearted game. It's called Fresh or Stale. I'm going to throw 5 things your way. You need to tell me whether you think they're fresh or stale, and why.
Okay.
So I haven't actually put these together, so I've only just looked at them. It was Rachel that put them together.
I only spotted the top one when you showed me before, so I know what's going on.
Which is relevant to both of us because we really like Ibiza. We were reminiscing before the podcast about Ibiza. Tom's going again in October, and I'm very jealous. Got VIP tickets for Universe.
Yes.
Oh, I think I might try and fit in his suitcase. Okay, right, fresh or stale? So the Ibiza boss.
I would say fresh, not his haircut, but fresh at the moment. I think that he shows where we are in the current landscape today of how someone can maximise their exposure, and I just hope he does, because he can make millions off just being filmed with a daft haircut and beard and sunglasses.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? And he was just having a great time wherever he was in Ibiza.
I've seen loads of negative posts about it, and I think that, you don't know him, so you shouldn't be about that. If he seems to be DJing stuff and getting over them, take full advantage of it. Those sorts of people, from reality TV stars to people who can go viral like that, milk it for everything you've got. You've only got a shelf life for so long, haven't you?
Yeah. It's time that people have been negative about him, because he was just having a great time.
Exactly,
he didn't even know he was being filmed.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. He likes his hairdo. He's had it done that way for a specific reason. But you don't imagine if he was like, I know nothing about him, could be an owner of a business, and he can use this to catapult his business forward. Yeah, I love that take on it.
I didn't know he could DJ, but it was with Solomon and behind the DJ booth.
Really?
In Pasha
oh
or
my
something,
God.
I think, the other day, yeah. So.
Is he still in Ibiza?
I think so, yeah.
He's just not left.
He got flown back out in a private jet, I think.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. That's just someone's videoed in to take the mic.
Yeah.
And wow, that's backfired. Oh, I love that. Standing desks?
I've never been a fan, so I'd have to say stale.
Stale. I had to build mine the other day because I hurt my back. Fell running, everybody.
Probably because I can't find one big enough.
I was going to say, you'd have to have like extra height on it.
Yeah.
Tom is a very tall man for people that don't know him. Emojis on emails.
Stale.
Oh, see, I put emojis on my emails too.
I don't use them on emails. That's the only reason why I can say that.
Do you use them in your WhatsApps? Yeah. Okay, but not emails.
No.
There's a line.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember when Stacey from Flourish Finance. Yeah. So I think you a client of Stacey as well. Yeah. So she's one of my friends. I remember talking to her once about WhatsApp and how I would WhatsApp a potential client or a client, and she was like, that is absolutely a deal breaker for her. If someone wanted to work with her, as her being the client, she wouldn't want you to WhatsApp her. I'm like, well, it's a good job we're already friends.
Yeah.
So it's not interesting
Certain
still where the line
though,
is.
Like I've got one client that texts me, which I don't know. I don't use. It's only my mum who texts me. But,
actual text.
Yeah, actual text.
Oh my goodness.
And
old school.
But that's the form of communication, because I know she doesn't check her emails, so that's why I have to message her now. It's weird, isn't it? How different people like different media. I
was chatting to a guy on LinkedIn, and we have actually had a phone call about his recruitment, and it's been put on ice because his daughter was in an accident, but she's okay now, which is great. And I was messaging him, and he went, "Oh, have you got Snapchat?" And now that sometimes is a red flag to me, because some weirdos on LinkedIn will be like, "Oh, WhatsApp me," and then you just know that it's veering off a professional tangent into something where I don't want to be. So when he said he was on Snapchat, I'm like, no. I mean, I have Snapchat, but I don't think I've ever used it except for the filters to take a picture. And I was like, I do. And I thought, because I spoke to him, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I did Snapchat, and he now messages me on Snapchat. He's the only person that messages me on Snapchat.
I've never been on it. So
it's not gone dodgy, because he's a nice man.
Yeah.
But now I have to keep checking it, and I've had to move it onto the page of all my other apps that I use most, just to make sure I can see notifications on it. Yeah. Yeah, so it's interesting. Running marathons.
Fresh.
Oh, I wasn't sure which way you'd go after we both got traumatised by a London Marathon this year.
No, I still think it's fresh, because I think it takes a certain criteria of person to complete a marathon, as we both know.
Yeah, we do. So lots of tenacity, resilience, and tears.
I would have said stale at the week that followed, I think, but
But that's the problem. You end up looking back on it with rose-tinted glasses,
Yeah.
and then that's why I end up doing more of them.
yeah.
See, I think that's the only reason why I've thrown myself down a hill last week, so I don't have to.
Yeah. Oh, there's a rock. I'll trip over that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, I can't do Manchester Half Marathon in October. Never mind. So you do Manchester?
In April next year, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And lastly, Dubai chocolate.
See, I like pistachio, but I'm not like a huge fan. I'm not a huge chocolate fan.
Are you more of a savoury guy?
I just don't really. I'm not really a snacker.
You're not a snacker?
No.
Oh, I love snacks.
No, but yeah, I don't know how to answer that. Whether it's probably horses for course, in it, if you like that sort of thing.
So
I like pistachio ice cream.
I love pistachios.
So I'll probably put it in fresh.
Okay. So I don't know. So Rachel's obviously added this on because you actually do have complete Dubai, don't you?
Yeah.
So you're in Dubai a lot. So that's probably why she's added it on. But I've never had it because I can't eat a lot of chocolate and can't eat dairy or gluten. So what is Dubai chocolate?
It's chocolate, but in the middle of it, it's like got pistachio cream
Oh yeah.
put in it. And strange enough, when I was coming back, flew back from Mallorca 2 days ago, they had a Lindt version of it.
Oh
And
right.
even they've gegged onto it now. So like, it's dead expensive in Dubai. This Dubai chocolate.
Is it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Even the Lindt bar was €15 for
Oh my
a
God.
small bar.
Oh, not the massive airport bar that you
No,
normally see.
like the the dark chocolate ones you get that
Yeah.
are like yay big, like that, €15.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know where they're making these pistachios from to make it that expensive, but yeah, it's
Oh
obscene.
yeah. Oh
Might
my
have to change that
goodness.
to stale now for the price of it.
I mean, pistachios aren't the cheapest nut.
No.
But still, yeah. Well, if you do, when you're in Dubai, if you do see one that's dark and dairy free, I would appreciate bringing one back for me. I'll pay you for it if
I'm
it's
there in
well
November,
expensive.
so I'll bring you some back.
Amazing. And that's it. I think that concludes Fresh Shot Sale and the podcast. Thank you so much for coming in. I really enjoyed it. I've learned a lot, particularly about AI, and so that means the people listening will as well.
Well, it's been great.
As well. And if they do try your tips and they A, don't have the inclination to carry on with it, or B, don't have the time, then they absolutely can get in touch with you. They can find you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, they can find me on LinkedIn, Tom Smith. They can find us on Instagram, it's Complete Online, or any other social media platforms.
What's your website?
It's www.completeonline.co.uk.
So after this podcast, everyone needs to check out his website. Go and see for yourselves the work that Tom and his team do, and send him a connection request on LinkedIn and follow him on Instagram.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been great.
Thanks so much, Tom.
Cheers.